Are you making time for your songwriting? Do you ever hear yourself say, I don't have enough time for songwriting or my music anymore? You try to squeeze it in after the kids are asleep and you're too exhausted to get much done. Or your spouse takes the kids out for 90 minutes on the weekend. You feel like you just sat down and they're already back. And that's your only shot until next weekend. That's no way to improve your songwriting. You can feel your music slipping away. Remember to give this video a like if you learned something. Now, let's fix this. I'm going to break it down into 3 simple steps. Number 1, short songwriting bursts. You don't need to think and work in hour blocks of time. Sure, longer's better, and if you can be uninterrupted, that's awesome, but it's not always practical. Otherwise, would you still be watching this video? Of course not. You also don't need your instrument for some songwriting tasks. For example, my go-to songwriting technique is brainstorming. Video's up there. I sit and spill ideas onto a page for 5 or 10 minutes. I write for at least 10 minutes on my lunch break every day. Even if that's all I do that day, I still feel productive and I feel like I've accomplished some songwriting. You can write song title ideas into your phone memos while you're standing in line. If you have your guitar, you can play around with a chord progression or write a new one for 10 minutes. You can sing melody ideas into your phone for 5 minutes. When he was younger, I used to drop my son off for piano lessons and get 30 minutes of uninterrupted reading and writing time while I was waiting in my car. I'd take him to skating lessons and I'd shiver while I wrote song ideas for 40 minutes. I'd look up just often enough that he thought I was paying attention to him all of the time. Shh, don't tell. It's okay to work in shorter chunks of time. Enough of them can add up quickly. Number 2, create opportunities to write. Songwriting doesn't happen by accident. You have to make the time. I don't have the time it's not a priority, which is what we're fixing right now. So what opportunities do you already have? When are there little pockets of time that you could use for songwriting? Can you listen to songwriting training or podcasts during a commute? Can you squeeze in time on your lunch break? I want you to pause this video and think of 3 times that you could squeeze in some songwriting. Doesn't have to be long. I'll wait. No, really, pause the video. It's important to actually think of them now. You're more likely to do it later. I'll wait. Okay? Good. And where can you make new opportunities for songwriting time? What else could you do? Could you wake up before everyone else and write while you're still fresh? I know that's not for everyone, but if you weren't up late at night trying to write while everyone was asleep, it could work. Maybe a little less time on social media. Don't get me wrong, keep watching YouTube, but maybe cut down on Facebook or Instagram. How about playing this awesome game? Kids, go quietly to your room and play there while Daddy plays guitar for 30 minutes. Don't come get me unless someone's bleeding. That's such an awesome game to teach young kids. Pause the video again and think of 3 opportunities to create some songwriting time. I'll wait again. I'm songwriting right now. Got 3 ideas? Excellent. Let's continue with the most important step. Number 3, get your spouse to support you. Have a heart-to-heart conversation. Start with something like, I feel like music's passing me by. Like there's no time for it anymore. Do you have any ideas of how we could fit a bit more music into our busy lives? Have an honest conversation. Listen to your wife or husband and express how this would make you happier and more enjoyable to be around the rest of the time. Work out something that makes sense to both of you. This will help you and your marriage. 3 quick recommendations. Number 1, be prompt. If the deal you work out is 60 minutes, then start packing up at 55 and be done and out in 59 minutes or less. Don't stay at it for longer than anything you agree to. Stick to your agreement. Number 2, come back happy. Even if the session didn't feel that productive, say something like, thanks for that time. I feel better after writing. Don't fake it, but show and say that you appreciate their help. And number 3, show appreciation in other ways. Do something nice for no reason. Or do that thing that they always have to ask you to do before they ask. You never know. You might be sitting around one day stuck to your phone and get asked, aren't you supposed to be songwriting right now? That would feel different, wouldn't it? Like this video if you learned something, and then check out this playlist for more songwriting videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Trevor Dimoff. I transform musicians into songwriters at epicsongwriting.com. Now, go make some time for songwriting and actually write something.